Welcome to my channel, and this channel was created to empower you with the skills about the basics of managing money. We've been covering about the shares and trying to understand what shares mean and how you can be able to buy them. Today we're going to look at different types of shares because they come in different types so that we can understand in depth as to what shares you are able to buy. My name is Jane N. Hughes, and I am the author and publisher of The Basics of Managing Money. Keep it simple to build savings.
Here we go.
Money, money, making crap for money. Money, and money, making crap for money.
When we reflect back to see what shares means or what they are, we saw that organizations or companies go out there to the public to request them to raise money so that they can be able maybe to undertake big projects which they might not have the money for. And in return, when you invest your money into these shares, you own a little bit of that company. Therefore, there is an agreement that when there is organizational strategic plan, or when the company is performing well or even badly, then they are able to call you and you have a meeting so that you can be able to contribute and see where the organization is heading or what you can be able to contribute as shareholders to steer the way forward with the performance of the organization of the company. These type of shares are called ordinary shares. They are the most common shares you find within the stock market, and therefore they enable you to go to the meetings, they enable you to have dividends, and they enable you to have a little bit of a say within the organization or the company you have invested money in. So we have seen that we have ordinary shares. So now we're going to look at preference shares. What are they? Just like the name says, they are preference shares. There are some people who buy shares, but they have a preference. And this preference is that they have an agreement with the organization or the company they have invested their shares in, that if anything happens to the organization or the company, then those people who have preference shares are paid first before the ordinary shares are paid their money. For example, if a company is folding up because it is not doing very well, then the first people to be paid are those people who have the preference shares. Also, they might have a fixed dividend, meaning that their dividends are provided according to the agreement they have had with the organization, and that does not change. However, with the preference shares, you do not have a say within the company. So you do not contribute to the policies on what happens on that organization or the company you have invested your money in. The last shares we're going to look at is speculation. And as the name suggests, speculation is just that. You are speculating to know what is happening within the market. You do not know what is happening now or later. However, your aim is to go in there and make your money. How does this happen? These people look at buying their shares at a very low price, but selling it a little bit higher. And even if it is $1 or $2, if they invest more money, then they are going to make their money or their cut. These type of shares are a short term. They are not interested in making dividends or becoming part and parcel of the organization's strategic plan. With this type of investment, what they do a lot of research. They look at the market every minute. They literally live looking at the stock market so that they can know how the market or the stock is behaving. And in that point in time, then they are able to buy, and hopefully within the course of the day, they are going to sell their shares. However, sometimes they also make mistakes and they can as well make a loss. These kind of investors are not shy of making high risks with their money. They put their money in there knowing very well that it might as well disappear if they do not make the right decision. Having understood those three types of shares, you are now in a better position to understand where you'd like to put your money. If you want a very, very low risk, you might prefer taking a preference shares because you are assured that you're going to get your dividend according to your agreement with the company or the organization. You are also aware that if the company is going to fold, you'll be the first person to get paid your money back before everyone else. However, if you want to be like an ordinary person and you get your dividend, you get to contribute to the organization or the company's strategic plan or say or policies, then you're going to go to ordinary shares. And that's why I said that they are very common within the market or the stock market. However, if you want to gamble with your money and become a gambler, then you go the speculation way because you do not know exactly what happens in day-to-day operation. However, you still have to do a lot of research and see what you can buy and what you cannot buy. And that is the basics of managing money. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And please let me know what you think on the comments below so that I know whether these videos are benefiting you in one way or the other. See you in my next video.